Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. To answer the question of whether or not the SEC case has been concluded, we turn to Brad Garlinghouse, who puts it succinctly here. The SEC lost the case against Ripple by the end of the business day. Yes, they had some securities violations that will equate to some form of fines and penalties. But that is not what they are pursuing in this case. The money they receive will not be used to purchase weapons or fund the SEC. Right? It's meaningless. They seek a position of authority, and the SEC lost miserably on every topic that would have given them more authority over crypto. They have slim odds of winning on appeal because we have a fantastic judge who clearly and logically distinguished between a security offering and a simple commodities transaction. And if anything, everything we've seen so far supports this conclusion even more. So, this is when things become fascinating. The exact sums are unknown to me. If, as was suggested when discussing Brad and Chris, 95% of their sales were made overseas to institutions, and if the $770 million in those sales was considered a securities offering, then what the SEC can actually squeeze out of them here is peanuts. It will be laughable, it will be a joke, and the SEC probably would have spent more on resources to get those than the $770 million itself. And things are not looking good. I believe the longer this thing drags on, the worse it's going to get, so this is really aimed at those remaining chances to try to salvage some sort of success here that he could, show to the world, look, we won, we got a settlement, we brought Ripple into compliance. Also, Brad Garlinghouse has been vocal in wanting the SEC to clarify their stance on crypto. He goes on to express optimism for the coming decade, saying that a constructive set of regulations for the American crypto sector is on the horizon. The way things are going, I can't say that he's wrong. BlackRock's loyalty means prominent players can't get away with playing coy with you. You won't be able to bully these individuals if you try. Instead, they will be given straightforward instructions to follow. Furthermore, I'm willing to bet that they succeed in getting Congress to take action. And I think the SEC only has so much time to wrap all this stuff up between Coinbase and this ongoing Ripple lawsuit and some of the other stuff they had going on, so they better get going because they're going to run out of road here and do so quickly. Since they are no longer negotiating from a position of strength, they will inevitably be forced to make some compromises. That they do is a safe bet of mine. The mellow bull has shown his hand with this last post. We expect the current pullback to be the last one in a week's time. As we approach toward 2024, bull run, look, I think 2024 is going to be wonderful. A pause in the upward momentum seems possible. I'll explain why in a minute. I have my doubts that the SEC will greenlight the latest round of exchange-traded funds. The market consensus is that this will occur, and I can imagine the SEC making a huge deal out of the current custody arrangement in the not-too-distant future. I agree with them to an extent. These exchanges' custody and trading functions should be kept separate. Now, BlackRock Fidelity, they think they got, the package together here that can get the ETF past the finish line. They would know more than me. Even if there's a slight holdup, though, we still plan to receive it as soon as possible. In 2024, it will finally occur. I wouldn't put all of my money on it, but if there are issues in January of next year and this batch gets denied, you can see one more dive down immediately. I'm ready. Since this isn't a flawless game, I keep buying top-tier cryptos for the coming year. Simply preparing for the next bull run. It's this close, in fact. And all we can do is wait and watch what happens. Don't panic, is the major reason I brought it up. In case there is a minor hiccup with all this ETF business. The answer is yes, prices will drop slightly as a result. But it's going to be extremely short-term in nature. It is happening. Right now, this asset class is at a crossroads where it can either remain a niche interest or blossom into a global force. And you have to respect that. If we don't get it in January of 2024, we will definitely get it by the end of the year. We can all expect some wacky antics, right? The OpenAI community is generating wild rumors. The board was apparently scared off by a major breakthrough, and now people are asking, you know what? To me, this makes a great deal of sense. Even though Microsoft has effectively taken control of OpenAI, the organization is structured as a non-profit because its board is comprised primarily of people with no financial stake in the company. They have no interest in doing well in the marketplace, and the overall concept of this originally was safety, right? Consequently, I believe the CEO was pushing through some stuff that isn't necessarily safe, or at least looks like it could go wrong. And of course, Microsoft, the firm that is all about profit and has captured this entity, has forced OpenAI to take him back because they don't care about any of that and need to keep moving forward. What they're saying is, and this is clear if you're familiar with how OpenAI has been handling these massive language models, is that they're terrible at math. They have developed a Q-star model that is exceptionally mathematically adept. It may not perform the most complex calculations, but what it does perform quite well. And it's already thinking of ways to better itself. As a result, this is particularly problematic from a non-human perspective when attempting to solve certain mathematical problems. And possibly, it may be a significant security problem in terms of cryptography. This is a huge thing, and it has implications beyond the realm of cryptocurrencies, the banking sector, and the military. OpenAI is undergoing significant changes. Also, in general, AI-related news will be posted here, so stay tuned. In any case, I believe they have made a tremendous progress in that regard. If these models are indeed improving their mathematical abilities, then we had better brace ourselves. AGI is on the horizon. A new and unprecedented depth of reasoning, learning, and logic has been revealed. Although this development can inspire fear, it is nonetheless a major step forward from which many positive outcomes are possible. Let's watch how things develop. But AI is just starting to really heat up, and I think it's going to do more so in 2024 will be a big year for crypto, and a big year for artificial intelligence. I predict that in the first half of 2025, we will witness a breakthrough in terms of fully operational models that will begin to alter the commercial landscape. But I wanted to show you that we're pretty close. Here on Polkadot Government, citizens can propose legislation on any issue they see fit. That's a major benefit of a polka-dotted approach to government, and there's a lot of inspirations who want to do these packages for Polkadot. I won't speak ill of that in any way. Yeah, when did I hear that they demand $50,000 for a set number of videos, and outside me, there aren't that many other major content makers out there. We're not of that grade of creator. However, we posted our own deal in which we'll produce one video for $3. I believe we are going to make this a regular thing. However, we can only guarantee one. We shall see whether this actually takes place. This is polling place number 307 for the Polka Assembly. Again, we're not doing this for the money, we're just making an educational movie to introduce people to polka dots and show them what they can achieve. Even if it doesn't pass, I can assure you that we will proceed with it. And do several in a row. But you know, if you're into Polkadot, come over here and cast your ballot for us. Once again, our mandate is the number 3 dots. This is a beautiful and reasonable place. Finally, we may see a partnership between NVIDIA and ARM. This is quite exciting to me, for the simple reason that integrating such ARM computers into Macintosh would be a huge deal. That includes the ability to quickly play back 4K footage on an iPad. Those iPads don't even have fans, right? It's like you can simply, do a lot of work. The item doesn't even have to be alive for these chips to be lethal. How much of that was intentional on Apple's part? Or is it ARM's architecture? It's about time we found out, seeing how Windows is losing ground to Apple's Mac in the market. As a result, they seek a viable alternative. My understanding is that they have partnered with NVIDIA on ARM to develop PC-style chips. They will have a huge impact on the development of both consumer electronics and artificial intelligence machines. I can't wait to see what they have in store for us here, and AMD better watch out. Because dude, on the Apple machines those ARM chips are wonderful, and I would want to see what they can achieve with Windows. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Please subscribe and like as always. See you later, bye.